yourselves for a battle of epic proportions between two titans. Feast upon their voices and revel in their words. This is Dueling Ogres.
Hello, Ogres, and welcome to episode 114. Thank you for joining us, as always, on this spellburned Monday evening. Earth date, May 22nd, 2017. I guess it's like early afternoon, not evening, technically. It's 1:48 in the PMs, Eastern Time. I'm your host, Remington Hitchcock, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Brandon Full, who's being abnormally quiet. I thought we would have a little banter there, and you just left me swinging in the wind. Slowly twisting in the wind, like that They Might Be Giants song. He wants me to keep going as if this is going to be a one-man show. So let's get right into what you've been doing, Brandon.
You didn't finish the intro.
Why not?
You didn't say hello, Brandon.
Oh, I didn't?
Nope.
Say hello, Brandon.
Hi, Remington. How are you doing? I'm Brandon.
I'm Brandon.
I'm back. I'm back to my normal names.
Guess who's back?
No.
Back again.
Who?
Brandon's back.
Yeah.
Tell a friend.
Hey, Rem, guess what?
What?
Brandon's back.
Oh, good. I'm glad. This is dumb.
Yeah, it's all stupid.
We say that a lot lately.
Because it's all dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think. I'm back to the normal Brandon. I mean, I'm excited. I'm myself again, but I kind of miss it. I miss it already.
Did you feel like maybe you got to be somebody new and exciting every week?
Yeah.
It was like being thrown into a pool of people who you had to pretend to be in order to be friends with.
Yeah, I got to escape from like this horrible iron prison that's me.
Yeah.
And got to pretend to be somebody else for, 10 seconds when I made up a silly voice.
Oh, okay. I mean, do I need to do one for you on the spot?
No, I don't want to go back to it. I feel like we've moved past it. It's just, I don't think life will ever be the same again.
Are you sure?
Peasley Phil Dankerton touched me, and I don't think I'll ever be the same.
Bubbles McGillicuddy.
You've already used McGillicuddy, though, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think I did.
So what have I been up to, Remington?
Yeah. I like calling you Bubbles, though.
That's fine. I'm okay with Bubbles. Bubbles used to be a nickname for me in junior high.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep, I went to summer school gym, and there was a girl there who I became friends with who called me Bubbles.
Huh. How about that?
Yeah, I don't remember the context for it. I think it was because I have green eyes.
Yeah.
And prostitutes in China with green eyes are more sought after because green's considered lucky.
Okay.
So my prostitute name was Bubbles. So I was.
This seems like a long way to go for it.
Yeah, it's not a straight shot. It's not an interstate path. It's a scenic route, but it gets there.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I finished Prey.
Ooh.
That I've been talking about.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, let's recap this Prey game. Because like I said, I haven't been playing. I've been watching Markiplier play. I sound a little drunk.
You do, yeah. Markiplier play.
I've been sitting here with my kickstart watching Markiplier play this Prey game.
How late were you up?
Huh?
How late were you up last night?
Huh? It was like 4:30.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it wasn't. I woke up at like 11:30.
So why are you being all bummy?
I don't know. I don't know. It takes me a good 2 hours to wake up.
Yeah, you really gotta prime that engine a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
So you're on what? Your first kickstart?
Yeah.
You had pork rinds. I
didn't have pork rinds.
Oh, that wasn't today?
No, that wasn't today. They've just been sitting on my desk for a week.
So you had a kickstart, you had cheeseburger.
Yes, and chimichanga.
Okay.
That was my breakfast. Chimichanga, cheeseburger, kickstart. Because I'm an adult and I eat what I want.
God damn it, I eat what I want.
Don't judge me, you sons of bitches. Yeah, the pork rinds were an experiment, You think fat guy and you think, I bet he likes pork rinds.
Yeah, classic.
But I don't. I don't like pork rinds. But I wanted to try them. I hadn't given them the good college try.
I don't hear people talk that often about how they actually like pork rinds, though. You know what I mean?
Well, that's because it's pork skin and it's kind of gross.
Yeah, but you can buy pork rinds almost anywhere. So there's enough people buying it to justify carrying it.
Exactly.
Is it something people are ashamed of, maybe? Or should they be?
I think so. On both accounts.
Yeah. And see, like, seasoned pork rinds, I'm fine with, but looking back at it, I think it's only because the seasoning overpowers any taste of actual pork rind.
Yeah. Like, I like the taste of it when I get started. Like, I can eat one or two of them. I'm like, oh, yeah, these are kind of good. They're almost reminiscent of bacon.
Mm-hmm.
But then something else takes over. I don't know if it's a greasiness or maybe a dirtiness or I don't know what it is. But
those
starts
look like
to not
off-brand pork rinds, too.
They're Yoders. You're Yonders.
Yoders? Is that?
Hold on. Yeah, they're Yoders.
Is Yoder's a well-known pork rind manufacturer?
No, I don't think so.
Does Yoder's own mini pork rinderies?
Could be. Hold on, I'm going to close this bag. So we don't have to smell them. Because they smell gross. Like, that was the first thing that I noticed. I opened the bag, and we were not even out of the parking lot of the store yet. Like, I was like, I'm going to try these. This is what I'm going to do. This is what my day has consisted of. This is what it is amounted to, and how I shall claim my prize.
Well, it's the scientific method. You had a hypothesis.
Yeah.
You wanted to test it. And create a theory.
Exactly. So I opened it up, and immediately wafting into my face was almost like a fishy smell.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's pork skin, right? So why does it smell like fish?
Oh, wait, no, hold on. Here's the problem. These are fish rinds.
See, I would sooner eat fish rinds. At least I'd know what I was getting into.
There wouldn't be any fishy surprises.
Yeah.
Are there any other animals that we use as many parts of as the pig? Like cows, I know we eat cow tongue and we eat different cuts of meat from them. But like, my grandma just pickles pig's feet.
Yeah.
And people eat pig snouts and stuff.
Yeah.
What did the pig do to us in history that we just said, fuck it, we're eating every part of you?
It is delicious by and large.
Have you ever had a pig's foot?
No, I haven't. But like, I like bacon and pork chops and pork loin, and I like almost every other part of the pig that I've tried.
Have you ever had a pig snout?
No, I have not had pig's feet or pig snout. I can't get there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would do it on a bet because I'll fucking eat anything on a bet.
Would it
anything
matter,
that's edible.
Would it matter if the pig snout was already cut?
What do you mean, like if I had to eat it right off the pig?
No.
Is that what you're saying to me right now?
I'm basically trying to get you to make out with a pig.
Okay.
Like, no, tasted snout. Yes, please, oink, oink. No, like if somebody had cooked the pig snout and then cut it, like lunch meat style, and was just, you had a pile of lunch meat looking meat, and they were like, that's pig snout. You'd eat it then without even a second thought, right?
Well, I'd try it. Yeah, I would try it if it was placed in front of me. Again, we go back to this. You're gonna offer me some food, and I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, but if the pig
unless
snout,
it's a bug, I'm really not into eating bugs. I don't think I can get past that either.
If the pig snout were whole, would you still try it? If it was cooked and they said no, you just eat it like a turkey leg.
I'd probably just cut a piece off and try it. I always have a knife on me.
Yeah. Do you use that knife for eating though?
Yeah, sometimes.
Ugh.
I use that knife for everything.
Does that seem gross to you though?
I have put money in my mouth before.
Well, yeah, so have I. I think we all have. I think all the listeners can agree. Sometimes you just got to shove money in your mouth.
Yeah.
But you're using the same knife to like...
I have put a whole stack of ones in my mouth before.
Why?
Because somebody was watching and I thought it'd be funny and gross. And it was. So do you think I'm worried about a little bit of germs that are on my knife? No, I've stuck a whole pile of ones in my mouth. The most disgusting monetary value that you can into my mouth.
Yeah, that's pretty much as far as it goes.
Yeah, exactly. So nothing else tops that.
Okay, so you would use your disgusting, unsanitized knife to cut off a chunk of the pig's nose.
Yes.
Eat it.
Uh-huh.
And then just close your knife?
Yeah. I'd wipe it off.
Oh, okay. With what, like your pant leg or a napkin or something?
Yep.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I can't tell if that's super gross or super manly.
My knife hasn't been anywhere that I don't know it's been. As opposed to the ones.
Yeah, but you have so much stuff going in and out of your pocket, and each of the things going in
my
your pocket...
My knife is never in my pocket.
So you just carry it open air?
Yeah.
Where even more disgusting things can get on it?
No, it's in a little pouch.
Okay.
On my belt.
The Leatherman. I don't agree with this.
The Leatherman pouch.
Yeah, okay. I I don't agree with this, but I'll allow it.
Like, I don't see how you're so disgusted by my knife, which actually does get cleaned regularly anyway.
See, you left that part out, though.
I know I did, but still, it's still not as bad as putting a whole stack of ones in my mouth. Like, how are you not more hung up on that?
Because I've put plenty of money in my mouth. Because it's hilarious and it grosses people out.
You live in a world of double standards. You know this, right?
Yeah. It's the only way I can justify half the shit I've done in my life.
I like this. I like where this episode is going.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any interviews today. Brandon says that he has stories, but man, I think it's just I like an episode where we just kind of sit here and just bullshit about stupid stuff.
Just don't talk about stories
and
at
make
all.
silly jokes. Yeah, as long as we can do it anyway. Which I guess this is about the wrapping point on that.
No, I mean, I think that I've pretty much exhausted how gross I think you are and how cool and awesome and clean I think I am.
Yeah.
Because you put money in your mouth and that's disgusting, and I put money in my mouth and it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Aren't you going to ask me what I've been up to?
I never finished what I was up to.
Oh, okay.
We started talking about eating money.
Oh, yeah, we were going to talk about Prey. Let's talk about Prey.
Eating money.
Okay, so let's rewind a little bit. How did we get on the fucking tangent? Markiplier, me being drunk. Okay.
Pigs breakfast.
Pigs breakfast. Got it. We're there.
Pig breakfast.
I have been watching Markiplier play Prey.
Mhm.
It looks like a very interesting game. Even Ginger was watching a little bit of it yesterday because she kind of likes those games. Like it hit her all of a sudden. She's like, I'm going to be going on extended vacation because that's what we're calling it.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably hook up the Xbox so I can play BioShock.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's kind of excited to be like, oh, maybe I can actually have time. There's time now to finish my games.
I have a shit ton of 360 games she can borrow too.
Yeah.
I have a lot of them.
I mean, that's something that she enjoyed doing. She likes those kind of first-person shooters that aren't really like first-person shooters. They're more like story-driven stuff.
Yeah.
So
Prey's kind of a mix.
Yeah.
Really. There's definitely some hold on to your ass shooting parts of it.
Yeah, that's true. I could tell from what he had been doing there. He moves around way too much. I feel like he misses more than he gets. But
Like-
I'm surprised about how much he gets.
And the gameplay?
Yeah.
There's stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I ended up kind of dropping the side missions for like the last 4 hours of play because I just wanted to finish it and get to the end of the game and see
Right.
how the story wrapped.
Yeah.
And there was still so much stuff left undone. There was probably like 5-10 rooms I passed through that were locked that I didn't have the key card for
Yeah.
that I would just never get into because I hadn't done missions.
Yeah. So, okay. Spoilers.
Well, I won't spoil the end of the game.
Spoilers. I'm going to say spoilers, and I might even have to cut it out, and that's fine. But I'm very curious to know.
Okay.
Did you blow up the station?
No, that's
Okay.
not the choice that I took.
Okay. Okay, cool. I figured there were multiple choices on what to do.
There's a lot of different endings to it. I found out afterwards because the ending kind of sucks.
The
I
one
was
that you chose?
Very disappointed.
Okay.
So as the credits were rolling, I was going online to like first off find an explanation for the ending and also see what people were saying about it because I knew that it gives you the option of multiple endings.
Yeah.
Like very early on in the game, you have this operator, a robot that starts talking to you named January.
Yeah.
December gets a hold of you and is like, hey, don't trust January. You can get off the station right now.
Yeah.
So you can leave, you can end the game like 4 hours in.
Oh, wow.
If you follow right then, follow what December tells you to do.
Oh,
you
okay.
get the worst ending, but you can follow it.
Huh.
But there's different people throughout the game that you can save, different side missions that you do,
Yeah.
and each of those adds up to your ending. There's only a few actual, here's what you chose to do. You
Yeah.
only really have 2 or 3 options there.
Yeah.
But then there's kind of the side stuff that all factors into it.
Gotcha.
So the basic premise of the game, since I haven't really talked about what the premise is,
Yes.
just for the listeners, you're on a space station called Talos 1,
Yeah.
orbiting between the moon and Earth. It takes place in an alternate reality where John F. Kennedy wasn't killed.
Right.
He made friends with the Russians. They worked together to create this space station. A company called Transtar eventually buys this space station for research when the US and Russia, things kind of break down between them.
Okay.
That's not really explained in the game a whole lot. You have to just read books and you kind of find out that things went sideways. So They're working on these things called neuromods that you install in your brain, and they give you the abilities of whatever's on the neuromod. So one of the examples they use multiple times is they take a guy who is classically trained in piano, like an amazing composer,
Right.
record his memories onto this neuromod. Now you can inject this neuromod into your brain, and now you can play piano just as well as he can. You have all of his memories and skills from that.
Okay.
The problem comes in whenever you remove a neuromod for whatever reason, you lose all of the memories you had when the neuromod was originally installed. So if I get the neuromod installed, I have it in for 2 weeks, I don't like it, I get it removed, I've lost that 2 weeks, and I think it's right before I got the neuromod installed.
Oh.
So the game opens up, and this is like the first half hour, so it's a spoiler, but I mean, it's everywhere at this point, so it's not really a shock.
Okay.
You wake up, and it's your brother getting a hold of you, and you're on Earth. And he's like, hey, Morgan, come down here. We're going to test, make sure everything's cool before we go up to space. You go and meet him, go through some tests. You see some aliens attack. They gas you. You pass out. You wake up in your room again. Same day with your brother calling you again. Hey, Morgan, come down here, do some tests, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
That's when January gets a hold of you and says you need to escape. So you break out the big window overlooking the city in your room.
Yeah.
And when it shatters, it's like slow-mo, and you see that you're actually in a recording studio. And they've been projecting the city onto your wall, and you've been up on the space station for a couple years at this point.
Oh, wow.
And you've been testing these neuromods on yourself so much that they'll install a shit ton of them, remove them, and they've just caught you in this loop where you always think it's the day before you go into space.
Gotcha.
So you're trying to figure out what's going on there.
So how does the system work that, because, you know, now that I've been watching it being played, I mean, has he just not gone to sleep yet? Or, I mean, has he just not taken any of the mods that he keeps putting into himself? Because as you go, you can upgrade your mods. Is that how it goes? So can you have as many as you want? Like, I mean, as far as the skill tree basically goes?
Kinda, yeah.
So, like, you can keep just shoving things into your brain.
Yeah. You have the tech mods you already have. The more mods you have, it's not like I found a mod, inject it, and now I have a new ability.
Uh-huh.
It's like you need 3 neuromods to unlock this ability. And then the next step up, you need 6 neuromods.
Okay, yeah.
You only see yourself inject the first one. I guess after that, it's just implied or whatever.
Yeah.
And then once you get to a certain spot, you get an ability to scan the aliens on the ship.
Yeah.
And then you can start to use neuromods that give you the aliens abilities.
Right. So the next question is, I mean, are these microscopic things that you're injecting them, you said?
Mm-hmm. No, it's pretty. The first time you see it, it looks like it's about the size of like a big handgun. I mean, it's like this big.
Right, yeah.
And then you inject it into your eye. And the first time you see it, you've got it, and it's got like a little cup that goes over your eye, and you see these like 2 long needles that are probably like 10 inches long, just like firing back and forth as you press it up to your eye. So you hold it up to your eye, inject it. It takes 10 minutes, and story-wise, it takes 10 minutes as these things inject straight into like your brain and affect your cortex as they just transfer these memories and abilities to you.
Huh.
Yeah.
See, I haven't seen the beginning part of it at all. So.
Yeah, you only see it once. Because in all the side writing you find memos between the TranStar company developing these, talking about how are we going to sell the fact that these people are sticking 10-inch long fucking needles into their brains.
Yeah. I mean, it's just... So here he is installing new mods. And every time it's just... He's lacerating his eyeball with needles.
Yeah.
So, one... How do you keep doing it so often that your eye has time enough to heal? Number one.
Some of the higher abilities take like 10 neuromods to reach this highest ability.
Number two, like I envisioned almost that, I don't know where I got the idea from, but from what you were talking about, it seemed like it was just like something you'd plug into the port on the back of your neck.
No.
So
giant needles straight through the eye.
Yeah, so, which is worse, but somehow I guess better, because that would mean that it would be a nanotechnology of some sort.
Yeah.
But I just envisioned installing these things on the back of your neck, and they're like stackable, almost like Legos. So I imagine this guy farther along in the game having just a stack this long hanging off the back of his neck.
Getting caught on air ducts as he's trying to sneak through.
Yeah.
People think it's funny. They're hanging shirts on him. So
I claim this land in the name of whoever.
Dave. So I guess
I haven't seen a Dave.
This
A lot
will
of
get
them are
into.
Russian.
Yeah, that's part of it too. This will get into, I guess, a little bit of spoiler territory.
Okay.
There's a few hours and you find this out. The neuromod technology kind of just sprung up out of nowhere. And the reason that it did is these aliens showed up on this spaceship. That's part of the reason why the U.S. got rid of the spaceship and gave it to TranStar, is these aliens showed up. They're called the Typhon.
Yeah.
They learn that the Typhon's DNA is unstable. So they're using their DNA to make the neuromods work so quickly.
Okay.
So the alien's DNA is what allows the neuromods to work.
Gotcha.
So it's a really neat touch to the game because it's kind of a play the game however you want sort of way with your abilities. Once you get the Typhon abilities, you have like telekinesis and you can morph into things and shoot fire. And it's all crazy, like really powerful stuff.
Right.
But the more you use these Typhon abilities, the more the defenses of the ship start to recognize you as a Typhon because you have so much DNA flowing through you.
Yeah.
That the turrets and the robots will start to turn against you.
Yeah.
So you hit a turning point where you have to decide, do I want these more powerful abilities, but I'm physically becoming more of an alien, or do I want to stay pure and be a little bit weaker?
Right. Watching Mark play this, like it was just like this last episode, and he's setting up these turrets to go through a doorway, but there is like a blocked off storage room, and he uses his morph ability to turn into something small so he can roll under, and pick up all the junk. But there are a lot of people around him at this point. Like he
Yeah, I know exactly what scene you're talking about.
So there are a lot of people around him, and he unmorphs, and somebody catches him, and they start attacking him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that they would do that.
Yeah. And he doesn't have a whole lot from, if I'm looking at his tree correctly, if I'm understanding it correctly, because I don't know, I haven't played it, really, so... But it doesn't look like he has a whole lot of Typhon abilities.
It seems to be like maybe 3, 4 is where it starts to turn. See, because I did that. You have to set up 3 turrets around a door, and then you go and you unlock the door. At that point, I had enough abilities that the turret saw me as a Typhon. I go and I set up the turrets. The game doesn't register you have set them up until you open them up all the way.
Yeah.
So I have them set up. Then I have to go to the door that's directly in front of the turrets and open it. I mean, I had to take like health boosters for just the quick run to activate it and back because I had 3 turrets just shooting at me. And it was cracking me up because I'm just picturing myself on this station. Everybody's around me with guns waiting for me to open this door.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, let me go open the door now. Just being fucking riddled with bullets for like this 10-foot walk and then coming back, just like injecting myself with healing and eating apple after apple. Just like, don't worry, guys, it's fine. Turrets must malfunction. I don't know. Crazy.
Just don't get in front of him. It's probably not me.
So, yeah, but I really enjoyed Prey. It's gotten good reviews, which is great. I think it deserves it.
Yeah.
The storyline's fantastic. Like I said, the ending kind of sucked. I chose to do the ending, and I mean, you make a choice, hit a button, immediately fades to black, and then you just see a picture of the spaceship, almost a static picture, as a character narrates like 20 seconds of blah, 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 credits.
Oh, that is lame.
Yeah. There's an after credits scene that's kind of cool.
Okay.
It's actually playable, and I won't give that away or anything. But yeah, still the ending was kind of a bummer considering, and I got one of the better endings. I didn't blow up the spaceship. You have some other options. I chose the technically more evil option, although morally, it's all morally dubious regardless. You know, you blow up the station, you're killing 30, 40 survivors that are still on there in the process.
Right.
The option I chose didn't kill anybody, but wasn't as safe, really. It was a good short-term solution, but the long-term solution was kind of nebulous. You didn't really know.
Yeah.
That's the one I chose. And then the after credits scene show you the ramifications of the choice that you made.
Yeah.
And I won't say any more than that.
Fair enough. See, that's very exciting. I like
I'll tell you off air what the thing is. There's kind of a twist a little bit.
Because Rim doesn't mind spoilers.
Rim doesn't mind anything except pork.
Yep. Pork rinds, specifically.
So yeah, that was way longer than I meant it to be, but I'm excited about the game.
That's cool. I mean, we don't have a whole lot to talk about today.
I have an entire fucking page of notes.
You have a whole page of notes, but none of those notes really matter.
I can barrel through them anyway. What have you been up to?
What's that?
I said, what have you been up to?
Ooh, that's an excellent question, Brandon.
Is there an answer to it?
No, not really.
Yeah, same stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I lead a really boring life.
I've been
not boring. It's just I feel like I work all the time.
Yeah, you do. You work a lot. You work.
Yeah.
Do you work more than 40 hours?
Yeah, I technically work more than 40 hours. It's like 46, I think. And I mean, it is. It's hard to get anything done. I'll come home and like they're 10-hour shifts. So you come home and you're not motivated to do anything because you just spent 10 hours at a fucking place doing work or not doing work, depending on how busy we are.
Are you on your feet all the time, or are you kind of sitting down in
No,
your
I
office
can
or
I can
whatever?
sit and stand and walk around. You haven't been to the store, have you?
Mm-mm.
You'll have to come down sometime.
Do you get to lay on the beds?
Yeah.
You should relax on the beds shirtless and just kind of like, hey, how's it going when people walk in?
I'm pretty sure that would be frowned upon.
You guys want a bed?
Fairly certain I'd be
You guys
fired.
want to test this bed?
With me.
Come on.
Come on down.
How much chocolate syrup could a bed hold?
Just enough. So yeah, I mean, apart from that,
just leaving chocolate body prints all over the mattresses when people come in.
I've tried every single one. We can see that there's chocolate on every one of these
It's
beds.
like baby's day out when your boss comes in. Remington,
What did you do? He starts chasing me around with a ball bat.
with a rolling pin?
Yeah. That was the Two Stupid Dogs theme.
Yeah, I had no idea what that was.
But yeah, apart from that, it's just been get little doodads done on the side and not very many of those. And like I said, I come home and I'm just like, I could, clean something or do the dishes or work on the studio, which I usually try to get something done on my days off for that.
Yeah.
But, I could if I just had more motivation to do it after work. But, I come home and I'm just like, I'm going to watch some YouTube and play Hearthstone.
Have you been playing a lot of Hearthstone?
Not a lot, but I've been doing my quests. I've been completing my quests. That's about all.
How's the new expansion?
It's fun. It's OP. I mean...
This is the one we've talked about before that's really insular, right?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the cards have a lot of...
Synergy?
Yes. Card synergy. And the quest decks, I mean, if you're running just a passable deck and you see somebody play a quest, you might as well just give up.
Oh, really? It's that overpowered compared?
Yeah. And most of my decks are just passable, so there you go. Even the one quest card that I have, that deck is, I don't necessarily win with it. So even though everybody else's is overpowered, mine is definitely not.
Like, give me the quest card you have. That's something I don't understand is what are the quest cards? Is it like, play this card, if you meet this certain set of criteria, then you get something crazy?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you have a quest card in your deck, you get it in your hand no matter what at the beginning of the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the first, because that's kind of the point of the card is that you have certain criteria that you have to meet. Like in mine, it's a priest deck. So I have to play 7 death-rattled minions, and then I get a 8/8 taunt creature that plays for 5 mana and sets my health to 40.
Oh, okay.
And you start off with 30 health. So you get an extra 10 health no matter where you're at. You could be at 1 life and play this, and you're all the way back up to 40.
That sounds super irritating.
Yeah. So
is the quest card out? So when you're playing against, if somebody's playing against you, they know that you have this quest card and you're working towards it.
Yeah, it's a different little icon that floats above your picture.
Do you have it immediately, or do you have to choose to play the quest card before?
You have to choose to play the quest card. So, but it's 1 mana.
Okay.
So like it's in your opening hand. It's only 1 mana. You do it.
Are all of them 1 mana?
Yes.
Okay.
And they have different effects. Each one has a different thing that it does. But for the most part, and some of them are better than the others, Like the priest one is probably middling as far as it goes.
Yeah, I was going to say, because setting an 8/8 taunt there's a billion different ways, even from Hearthstone I played from months ago, to kill it. And 40 life just sounds like it would be more irritating than anybody else. If you're already winning the game and they're at 1, and then they're back up to 40, that seems more like, "Ugh, really? Okay."
Yeah, yeah.
As opposed to, I know our friend Kevin talks about it a lot, and he likes to make decks, for whatever reason, he likes to make decks that don't actually win so much as just irritate the other person into quitting.
Yeah, it's primarily because Kevin is a prick.
But that kind of seems like maybe that's what that card is sort of geared towards.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm at 40 again, middle fingers.
Yeah. And there are multiple ways to get back up to health. Like there's Harrison Jones, I think, is the card. And if you don't have a copy of anything else in your deck, you regain all your life again.
Yeah, if you only have one of each, you don't have any doubles of cards in your deck.
Yeah, exactly. So you could do the death rattle thing, get Harrison Jones, hold on to that. So you get down to 1 life, you play the taunt creature, you get back up to 40. Then you're still losing, so you get back down, and then you play Harrison Jones, and you go all the way back up to 40.
And the person just quits.
Yeah, because fuck you, right? Because that's the most irritating thing ever.
I might as well just quit and play 5 games in the time it took me to play this one.
Exactly.
Man, I cannot get back into Hearthstone again. I enjoyed it in the time where I lost my last job till I started this job. I had about a 2-month period.
Yeah.
I played Hearthstone every night for probably a few hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I dropped enough money that I bought all of the expansions up until that point.
Right.
In the few weeks that I was playing it. But I just hit a point where I was just losing so much. And I know there's the argument of, oh, get better, which I needed to do, obviously.
Yeah.
But I got sick of constantly losing.
Yeah. And you really do. I mean, I don't lose all the time, but I would say that I lose more than I win.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I would win games too, definitely, but I definitely lost more than I won.
Yeah. And, the price of losing so many times does not make the one win that you get that much sweeter.
No.
It really doesn't, so.
Because you get that one win and you're like, fucking finally.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not like, yeah, you son of a bitch.
You're like, well, I finally have one win, so I'm done.
Yeah, I'm going to quit for the night.
I am exhausted. I am exhausted and defeated. So I'm going out on top because fuck this game.
Yeah, I mean, I completely uninstalled it from my PC so I wouldn't play it again.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want it there tempting me, because I'll get through points. I've done this a few times where I'll play it for a while and then uninstall it.
Yeah.
I'll get through points where I'll be like, I really want to play some Hearthstone. So I'll get super into it and then hit a point 2-3 weeks in where I'm just irritated and stop again for that exact reason.
Yeah. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. But that's it.
It's pretty much it.
That's what it is. I'll find little random things to do sometimes. I started putting the little snaps on one blanket
For the green screen?
for the for the studio itself, because I'm going to hang sound deadening blankets which are really just moving blankets, but it'll help. It'll reduce some of the bounce. But I'm going to hang those from the ceiling with snaps. That way they're removable and I can maneuver them if need be. He's just giving me a...
Sorry, I just wanted to glare at you.
Just giving me a glare for no reason.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I did that just so I could see if it was going to be a viable thing. I did that at work one day, though.
See, I wish I had more of that freedom at work, though. This kind of ties into one of these stories I have here in a way. The company ZeniMax was suing Facebook, and this was back in January, suing Facebook over the rights to the Oculus Rift.
Okay.
Did you hear about this at all?
Yeah, I vaguely remember it.
Well, they ended up winning, and this was like a month or so ago. They ended up sort of winning. Their whole basis was that the kid who created Oculus Rift ended up running a Kickstarter to get the money to start production, and then Facebook bought it from him for $3 billion.
Okay.
$3 billion from this one kid who was 24 at the time of the sale.
Right.
He was going to school, and one of his major projects through this school is he was working on the Oculus Rift as like a school project, a college project.
Right.
One of his teachers worked at ZeniMax and helped him out with it. Once he finished with school, he had like a sort of working prototype and started working for one of ZeniMax's child companies, and then ended up doing the Kickstarter and leaving. He was working on his own stuff and doing the Oculus Rift on the side. But when
who was?
The kid.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all talking about the kid here. I don't remember. Did I write his name down? I did not.
So how did the
So we'll call him Oculus Joe.
So how did the teacher factor in?
The teacher was helping Oculus Joe just with coding and stuff.
Okay.
But at this point, Oculus Joe was just going to school. He wasn't working with ZeniMax.
Okay.
After he graduated, he ended up getting a job with one of their child companies.
Okay.
Working on the Oculus Rift on the side. Once he sold it to Facebook,
Yeah.
ZeniMax said, hey, you have some of our code. You were under an NDA when you worked at our company. So anything that you worked on while you were with our company is considered our property.
Right.
So it was this huge lawsuit that he sued Facebook because Facebook basically shrugged and said, we own Oculus Rift. We're doing whatever the fuck we want. We're Facebook.
Right.
Oculus Joe got caught in the middle of it. And the judge ruled basically that Facebook wasn't guilty, but they still had to pay for using some of ZeniMax's code.
Yeah.
And Oculus Joe had to pay for breaking an NDA.
Yeah.
And other stuff.
Which he got paid
$3 billion.
$3 billion.
And he had to pay, I think, $25 million. So, $25 million.
Small fine.
Just like, okay, $25 million. Yeah, sure. All right.
All right, I guess.
It's just, he's making the jerk off motion to the judge. He's like, Judge, put on that Oculus Rift. This jerk off motion will be crazy. Be coming right at you. But ZeniMax announced that they are in the works with going after Sony for the Sony VR stuff.
Okay.
Did you see the Sony VR stuff at all?
No, I didn't. That one I have not seen.
The Sony VR is basically the VR headset that works with the Galaxy phones, the S7s, the S7 Edges, blah, blah, blah. ZeniMax is going after them because they're saying that Sony bought some of the code off of Facebook for the Oculus Rift. So Sony also has some of their original code. Basically, ZeniMax is probably irritated they didn't keep Oculus Joe on and lost out on this $3 billion sale.
Yeah.
So now they're grabbing as much as they can out of it.
Yeah.
There's, there's probably more to it. Maybe they did steal code. I don't know. But from the outset, or from the outside, it looks like ZeniMax is just licking their fingers and sticking them in other people's honeypots.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really what it sounds like. I mean, don't get me wrong. If that is true, they have at least a leg to stand on. Because if the code was originally owned by them under the NDA stipulations, then they have a right to. But it's just like, okay, I mean, you got Facebook, you got Oculus Joe. It's done. You're done. Cut your losses. Because that's just it. I mean, that kind of stuff is not cheap. That kind of legal battle is not cheap.
Yeah.
So you're really taking a huge risk as to whether or not you'll win it. And the second time that you go after a different company for this sort of a thing, your chances, I imagine, go way further down.
See, now I imagine they would go up because now there's precedent. Now there's precedent when they go to court with Sony that the judge can look at the ruling with Facebook, especially if a judge doesn't entirely understand the weird rules of like, well, how can you steal code? How can you steal words? How can you steal code?
Yeah.
If a judge isn't super familiar, he can look at this Facebook case as precedent and say, oh, okay. So
Yeah.
under the NDA, he did. So what ZeniMax would have to prove is how their code got to Sony.
Yeah, but that's just it. At the same time, even if they did buy it off of Facebook before Sony knew that this was even a thing,
Yeah.
then it seems to me that it would be pretty unfair.
ZeniMax started going after Facebook almost immediately after it was bought. The Oculus was bought from Oculus Joe in 2014.
Okay.
So this isn't a new development. This has been going on for a few years.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, who knows? But the reason that tied in with what we were talking about there, going back to you working on fucking curtains at work, is where did we go wrong in our lives, Remington?
What do you mean?
This kid at 24 sold his VR technology he built for $3 billion.
Yeah, well, smarter, better schooling, more driven. Do I need to use any other words?
I'd like you to, yeah.
Better looking?
Yeah. Oh, well.
I
But
mean,
you
I
don't
don't
have to be. When you're creating virtual reality, you don't have to be. One of the richest people in the world, at least in the top 50 to 100 people, is Gabe Newell of Valve?
Yeah.
One of the top 50 richest people in the world is Gabe Newell of Valve.
Yeah.
And he looks like a monster. He's a delightful man, I'm sure. Not a good-looking guy.
Yeah, this is true. And you're right. You don't have to be good looking. I couldn't think of any more words to use.
Okay.
I mean,
See, because you don't have that drive.
Exactly.
Or other words that are like drive.
Exactly. See, we let other things get in our way. We let the other bullshit of life get in our way.
Yeah. And I mean, who knows Oculus
Like,
Joe's story?
My apathy about things, my apathy towards things, it gets in my way. It causes me not to drive. Your depression
Yeah. See,
gets in your way.
I have a medical reason
Yeah,
why.
you do.
What's your fucking excuse?
I mean, in this world that we live in, apathy might be something that I could get medication for.
Apathy?
Yeah.
It's called cocaine.
Yeah. There you go. See?
Yeah.
Just legal cocaine. I need legal speed. Teach me to care, drugs.
It's called Adderall, Remington.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I've become a little more driven in my older years, but still, I mean, I'm nowhere near, like, remember the kids in fucking high school, they'd be on extracurriculars and they'd have fucking straight A's and they'd be going to this place and that place and they'd be doing fucking honor roll bullshit. And it's just like, why do you even sleep, dude? I don't understand. Here I am trying to drag my ass out of bed at 6:30 in the morning just so I can catch a bus.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have time for all of that shit. What the fuck are you doing?
But you look at it now, there's one girl in particular that you and I graduated with. I'm friends with her on Facebook. She was weird in high school. Nobody disliked her. She had friends, but she was in her own group. She was always very straight A student. I'll tell you her name off air. So she was always in kind of her own group in high school. Seemed friendly enough, but people didn't really talk to her that much.
Right.
She seemed real. How does she do what she's doing? She's always straight A's, always doing all these extracurriculars.
Yeah.
On her Facebook now, she's like some sort of financial consultant and is posting pictures constantly of like, decided to stay in Morocco for a couple months.
Yeah.
And just pictures of being on the beach. And then like photos on the plane of like going to Norway. And I'm just like, oh, so that's what it was for.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why you study hard and do things.
Yeah. That's why you work hard. And I mean, that's just it. Like, and I'm not saying, she is an exception to the rule. Like, the rule is most people are like us. There is a small part of society that is like her.
I don't know if there's a small part of society. I think it's just this area.
Sure you do. Just look around. I mean, yeah, you're looking around at this area, but go other places and it still exists.
Yeah.
The people who have moved away and have become successful, there are still many, many people in the area that they live in that are not.
Just the hamburger helper of America.
Yeah.
Like the real plain, but like maybe you got a little bit of spice and sauce in there, but for the most part, it just means your parents don't have a lot of money.
Yeah. No, because there have been very, very unfortunately societal people, lower income is what I mean by that, who have gone on to be very successful too.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have money, but I'm not going to say that it doesn't help.
Oh, it absolutely helps. And I don't know. It's just, I'm at a point in my life now, and when we talked to David a few weeks ago, and we've talked to Terry before that, and even Stephen Hines.
Yeah.
They all got started a bit later in life with their stuff. I look at myself as being 32, 33 this year and just like, well, this is it. I'm fucked. I'm not doing anything else. Might as well get used to it.
At that same time, I mean, it's that kind of a mentality that'll keep you from doing it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's one of the reasons why we try to be more gung-ho about the podcast, because at least it's something that we can look back on when we're older and say, hey, we were successful with that.
Yeah. I mean, successful.
Well, we're not there yet, but we have to keep that drive and thinking that we can be and keep doing the things that we're doing.
I mean, would you consider us successful now? I mean, on a sliding scale, right? We're more successful than we were a year ago.
Sure. We've done more interviews. We've met more people.
We're more successful than we were 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I would say, if somebody were to say, hey, do you have a successful podcast? I would probably say successful-ish.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
we've done some good interviews. We've gotten good contacts with people. But
yeah.
I mean,
we average, the numbers are a hard thing to do as far as it goes, but we average over 1,000 listeners a month.
Yeah.
Or 1,000 downloads a month. And that's without really paying for any kind of advertising. And like we said in the interview with Jennifer, because I think I put it in the outtakes, because we talked about what makes her show successful.
Yeah.
You know, she has a show that is very on point about what she's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas ours, we just spent 30 minutes talking about a video game, and now we're talking about successful business
how
ventures.
awful we are at everything.
Yeah, exactly. So we're all over the place, and it's hard. It's a comedy podcast, and we still try new things on occasion,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't have this like dialed in show. People are tuning in to us not for information,
Yeah.
but because they like us.
I hope not. I hope not for information.
But because they like us and think we're funny.
Oh, Oculus Joe, huh?
Good old Oculus Joe. I'll tell you, we'll pull out the transatlantic accent again.
I'm telling you, it's going to be 3D.
Gotta be really wild. Wow. Wowzers.
Do you want me to go through any of my news at this point?
I mean, we can.
We I'll have to finish up here soon because I'm going to go look at a house.
Right.
You have an appointment and I have to meet the lady in 20 minutes.
Ah, yes.
So this will be a short episode.
Yeah, probably.
Short but
that's okay.
sweet. Short but sweetie.
I think it's been really good.
Yeah.
It's good bullshit.
I don't know. See, whenever we record and it hasn't been a great episode, like I don't feel like this one's been particularly fantastic.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of been all over the place. I'll go home and my girlfriend can always tell how the podcast went as soon as I walk through the door by my mood.
Yeah.
And she's, being a good girlfriend is telling me, the episodes you say aren't good are some of the best ones.
Yeah.
I don't know if that works or not. So maybe this is good and maybe it wasn't. Who knows?
It's all in the
It's
editing,
the mentality that's just going to keep me down.
It's all in the editing.
I mean, not to go off again, but like this kid's getting paid $3 billion for his great idea.
Yeah.
I have notebooks full of different kinds of suits with jets in different parts of it that I've been working on. How many ideas have we pitched to Sony at this point?
Yeah.
If Sony would just download and listen to our podcast.
Right. Hundreds.
NASA, NASA doesn't pay me shit.
Right.
Which surprisingly enough does not. But yeah, we're looking at moving and rent is so goddamn ridiculous everywhere now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just all fucking crazy, Remington.
It is. That's because this freaking area, all of the businesses have been leaving and the only thing that's left is fracking, and everybody who rents stuff started jacking up the prices for the influx of people who are coming in for fracking.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Yeah.
So while we have all this influx of people who will eventually leave, these prices get jacked up,
And
but more people, yeah, and they'll stay there, but more people are leaving because there's no other viable jobs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've looked at other places and you can pay the same amount in like bigger cities in the area around here with more opportunities, pay the same amount for rent for the same sort of places.
Oh, yeah.
Like this area is trying to charge capital city, bigger city prices for an area that even though is, I think, the third biggest city in West Virginia, is not a rich area.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let me just hit on a couple of these real quick.
We're done with that. We're done with that rant.
Yeah. Let's move on to something happier.
Shake our canes.
Arrested Development Season 5 has been announced. It is renewed. It is going to be on Netflix. It's going to be filming this year, which is awesome.
Bringing back the blues.
I've gone through in the past couple of weeks and rewatched all 3 seasons of Arrested Development.
Very nice.
One of my favorite shows. Tom Hardy was announced to play Venom.
Yes, I saw that.
I'm kind of ambivalent on it. I mean, Tom Hardy is a great actor.
Yeah.
From what I've seen him in. I wish, and I know we've discussed this before, I wish that they would pull some lesser known actors for some of these roles. It's almost like they have a pool of superhero actors now.
Yeah.
It's because superhero movies are such fucking AAA big budget titles. They're going to these AAA big budget actors. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't see whether Tom Hardy's playing Eddie Brock or Flash Thompson or whether it's been announced yet, just that he's playing Venom.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's just like Tom Holland was just revealed as being cast as Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series. I guess they're going to do an Uncharted movie off of the video games.
Tom Holland, Spider-Man?
Yeah, Spider-Man, Tom Holland. And I think he's going to be playing a younger version.
Oh, I was going to say, because
it's like I think it's an origin story.
Oh, okay.
So He's going to be playing fucking Indiana Jones. Like,
Yeah.
that's essentially what it is. He's just playing Indiana Jones, kind of. Because isn't that basically what Nathan Drake is?
He's like Indiana Jones, Lara Croft kind of character.
Exactly.
I haven't played the Uncharted because they've been Sony PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I've heard that they're really good. I've seen gameplay of them, and it looks fun.
Yeah.
But it's another case in point of this kid is now, he's Spider-Man. He's a big superhero actor. Now he's getting this other property that's really popular, and instead of exploring a different actor that might be able to do a good job as well.
Yeah.
It's just it's name recognition, and that happens. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, and I'm more okay with Tom Holland being a Nathan Drake because people didn't really know him before Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was in other stuff. I think he was in like some teen show or something. We looked it up when it was first announced.
Yeah.
But, now he's getting exposure, which is cool. It's somebody like Tom Hardy that bugged me more, where it's like, he's been in so many fucking movies. Everybody knows Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
When you see the superhero movie, you don't see it and think Venom. You see it and think Tom Hardy playing Venom.
Right.
And I know that's a minor nitpick that I've made on a few different movies.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
But that's just me. I have a harder time distancing myself from actors when I see movies.
Yeah.
Probably just my grumpiness.
Probably.
I had the story that Good Omens, the Neil Gaiman Terry Pratchett book, was being made into a TV show.
Yeah.
I saw that and I went to read about it, and apparently that was announced in January, so that's an old story.
I think we've actually talked about it too when we were talking about American Gods.
Oh, okay. It's going to be on Amazon in 2018.
Okay.
It's an Amazon exclusive show.
Gotcha.
Next week, I want to talk about American Gods. You guys get stars, don't you?
Yeah, I think we currently do have stars, but it definitely wasn't on our radar.
Yeah, because you watched at least the first season of Ash vs. Evil Dead, and that was on stars.
Yeah, we did, and we started the second one. The problem with stars on a TiVo is that it doesn't record properly. So you have to remember to go back in and set up the recording for next week.
Okay.
Which, if you are spoiled, as we are, on just setting up a one pass and not having to worry about it, then you forget to do it. That's really the only reason that we quit watching Ash.
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't enjoy the show. It's just I kept forgetting to fucking do it, and I didn't want to catch up on episodes.
Yeah, and I only saw the first 2 episodes of season 2 also.
Yeah.
I have the rest of them, and I just haven't watched them yet.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, if you're able to, if you have stars, you should watch at least the first episode or 2, if you're able to, of American Gods before we record next week.
Yeah.
And talk about episode 4 just came out yesterday. I haven't caught that one yet, but
Okay.
I'd like to discuss it with you, especially with you having never read the book.
Yeah.
And me have.
And me having read the
You've
book.
not read book, me have.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd like to discuss it because I'm really enjoying it.
Gotcha.
The Witcher Netflix series, I can get into that later. So I guess my final story here is that there was a Japanese leaflet promo. Oh, do you have something?
Yeah, I had a couple of little science ones that I wanted to get into. One was the melted permafrost that leaked into the seed repository.
Okay.
The seed vault, like the Doomsday Seed Vault.
Yeah.
Did you see that story?
No, I didn't. I know
Okay.
what you're talking about with the seed vault, though.
Okay.
It's where they keep it like in a glacier, basically, right?
Yeah.
With the seed of every plant that grows on Earth or something.
Yeah, exactly. So it leaked.
Because of
Which-
global warming?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
the permafrost. Okay.
That's fucking ironic.
Asterisk. Yeah, permafrost. What does perma mean?
When you get your hair very curly at a hairdresser's.
Oh, I hate you so much. Permanent.
Oh, okay.
Actually, that's a perm is short for a permanent.
Oh.
That's what it's called. It's called a permanent.
I learned something new every day with you,
Yeah.
Remington.
So there you go. But I was a hairdresser in my last life. I don't have a mom that, went to beauty school or anything.
I
But
knew your mom went to beauty school.
yeah, she totally did.
Oh.
Yeah. She wanted to go for welding.
You think
but-
you'd be more attractive?
Anyway. So yeah, I guess we're going on this story.
Okay. Hey, Brandon, which story do you want to talk about? Never mind, I'm going with the other one anyway.
I'm going with the other one. The permafrost started to melt. This permanent frost started to melt and leaked into the facility, which the clickbait of the stories was that it flooded. That's what pissed me off, and it really kind of turned me off to the story. It didn't flood. It leaked a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong. That's a huge bad thing.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be able to stand up against nuclear fallout and this and that and the other.
Well, yeah, it's like our Hail Mary kind of thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ginger was telling me about it, asking me if I'd heard about the story and if I should talk about it on the podcast. And I was like, I'm not impressed. It just leaked. But then she was like, yeah, but this and this and this. And I was like, yeah, you raise a valid point, I guess. There you go, being right again. So, I mean, yeah, it is kind of a big deal when you really sit down and think about it. Like, I was put off, this is my angry internet persona, I guess.
Okay.
That I react over the top to the fact that it was a clickbait fucking title. Oh, it flooded. No, it just leaked a little. Yes, it's a bad thing, but it just leaked a little.
Mm.
Seems like something that could be fixed relatively easily as far as it goes.
Just
like,
duct tape it or something?
Yeah, just some duct tape along the wall, you know. You want to just line it with cockroaches, that way it'll keep the nuclear fallout out as too.
I mean, I don't know when that thing was built, but I would think if they built it to withstand nuclear fallout and everything else into the world type scenarios, they would have factored in, okay, what if the permafrost starts to melt a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, that was the whole point of, well, that's just it. It's permanent frost. It's not supposed to melt.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I just could not get rid of those great ceilings they let in the light, and I loved it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess it says a lot to how much we are changing the climate, you know. Still those people out there that don't believe that climate change is a thing. I think most people can say climate change is a thing, but we still haven't convinced them, the naysayers.
That it's not the Chinese.
No, not that it's not the Chinese, but that we are increasing it exponentially.
Yeah.
Like, I think everybody now agrees, for the most part, except for the real crazy people, that climate change is an existing condition, that the Earth goes through changes in climates that are very extreme. Mm-hmm. You know, we've had an ice age, we've had overabundance of hot summers and this and that and the other, but they're still not convinced, I use in quotes, that we as humans are causing the lion's share of the change over a much shorter amount of time.
Yeah.
So anyway, here nor there. Go ahead with your next story, because we're coming right up on
it. So there was a Japanese leaflet promo for The Last Jedi.
Okay.
That was handed out last week, or maybe even a few days ago. I didn't see the exact date, but it's very, very recently.
Okay.
And it gave a quick synopsis of the film. Not story-wise, but just now with Han Solo dead, Leia has no choice to blah, 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 like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But the leaflet said, and this is a rough translation, the most shocking truth in Star Wars history will soon be revealed.
Oh.
Saying that the most shocking truth in Star Wars history will be revealed in The Last Jedi.
Okay.
So what do you think that could possibly be?
Luke is Rey's father.
Yeah, but I've seen people say that, but is that shocking?
No,
it's
not.
all but set up.
I was gonna say that's exactly what it would be to me if she ended up being a Skywalker.
Yeah,
I'd be like, come on, really?
I mean, it would be cool. It would fit in with the whole theme.
I don't think she will be.
I think she's Lando's kid.
Oh,
but so I really wanted to.
Mom must have had really strong genes. Then.
Yeah, mom genes.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to figure this out. So what I did a few nights ago when I read this is I took a whole bunch of mescaline and I boiled some tea up. And then in the middle of my mescaline fueled visions, I read the tea leaves and I got a couple different ideas for what this reveal could be.
Okay.
So
why did we have to go to the mescaline?
At least it's the best way to see the future. Mescaline tea leaves. Ask anybody.
Okay.
So at least one of these is going to be true.
All right.
BB-8 is 3PO's sister.
Uh-huh.
I like that one a lot. Chewie is 2 Ewoks inside of a 3rd mutant Ewok. I think that would be an interesting twist on the Tauntaun thing.
Uh-huh.
Not just that it's 2 Ewoks in a trench coat. And again, I wrote these in a mescaline-fueled haze, so I'm trying to just translate them now. But it would be 2 Ewoks who are working like a mech, a 3rd mutant Ewok, and that's what Chewie is.
Gotcha. I thought it smelled bad on the outside.
Han, you know, he's had very spoiler alert, I guess, if you haven't seen Force Awakens. Han Solo dies at the hands of his son, Kylo Ren.
Right, yeah.
Han isn't actually dead.
Uh-huh.
He just moved to a farm upstate to frolic in the fields with other scoundrels.
Makes sense.
Snoke, you remember Snoke? Very CGI character, a lot of mystery around who he is.
Yeah.
Snoke is a hangry Jawa. And what I think that's going to be is that it's going to be kind of a Snickers tie-in where maybe Luke or one of the Imperials comes up to him and hands him a Snickers. You
Yeah.
just get so ugly when you're angry.
Yeah.
Turns into a Jawa. Everything's cool.
Okay.
This one, I'm not really sure what this means.
The end of the Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snickers.
Snickers.
Eat fresh.
Ending all wars.
This one just says Finn is X-Wing dad. I'm not sure what that means. I think that's where it was really starting to...
Yeah, I think maybe you were coming down at that point. Yeah.
And then this one, I feel like this one is the most true out of all of them.
Oh, did you come back from the Finn X-Wing thing?
What do you mean?
You circle back around? Like you started getting a second...
Oh, like the second wave kicked in?
Second wave there.
I just went down the big hill and I'm starting to go up the second one.
Yeah.
Well, this is the last one I have, but I feel like this is the most true.
You want to say that again without fucking drinking?
So this is only the...
So here's what I do on.
Fucking taking a drink while you're talking on the
I'm
podcast.
not thinking about it. I don't know. I'm so fucking full of cat hair and coughs. So this is my last one, and I feel like out of all of them, this is the most true.
Okay.
Luke, famously, you didn't see him speak in The Force Awakens, so we don't know exactly what he's going to sound like.
I'm Luke.
No, this is that Luke only speaks in racy limericks.
Okay. Such as?
I do actually, I have one. I think this was the last kick of mescaline here.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like this is going to be the very first thing he says to Rey.
Okay.
So, she greets him, famously hands him the lightsaber.
Yeah. He turns.
He turns to her.
Pulls down the hood and looks at her.
And he says, "There once was a lady from Endor. Her bosoms exploded with splendor. I gave her the Force till she gave me divorce. So now I get nasty on Tinder."
Oh, shit. So if you have any questions or comments or you'd like to hear yourself on air, you can call us at 978-DU-OGRES. That's 978-386-4737. Wow, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you come up with that?
No, that's peeking into the future.
Right.
About what's going to happen in The Last Jedi.
Okay, fine. You can tell me after. You can also reach us on Twitter at Dueling Ogres. Email us at duelingogres@gmail.com or leave a comment on the Facebook page. Did I give you enough time to find some shout-outs?
I already had it up.
Oh, damn. All right, get on it.
We just had one this week.
Uh-huh. So far.
From the Viscount Terry W. Irvin II.
Yes.
Talking about our interview with Jennifer Briney. He said it was an interesting interview, 2 items that encourage the Great Divide and make politicians in Washington, D.C. less responsive to constituents and their individual needs. I'm not going to read the whole thing. He went into in depth. You can go over to our Facebook page and see what he says and replies there. The 2 items that he says are gerrymandering and the Senate. So he makes some interesting points there if you want to go over there and see what he says. It's on the comments for our last episode. He gets into kind of more of some of the in-depth political stuff. I think we've kind of done politics for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and Larry chimed in over on Twitter and said, "Well, I signed up for @Congressional Dish thanks to your interview with @Jen Briney. Lots of scary but necessary info, and also the podcast dump, which I included in the outtakes, was freaking on point." So I think that's the first time that he's heard that because he came in after we had done that. So,
yeah.
That is... I have another one that I really enjoy personally, but Podcast Dump is definitely the better of the 2 for everybody.
See, I like the other one.
Yeah, I like Movie Tickets and Grandpa too, mostly because I did a lot of work on that.
Yeah.
And I like the way it sounded when I was done.
And the people will never be able to get the rights to it, but I wish that the listeners could hear the outtakes of your girlfriend recording the little girl's voice of Grandpa.
Yeah, yeah, it's super adorable.
It will never be released, but it's genuinely one of the funniest things I've ever listened to.
Yeah, just over and over
her
again.
doing the voice, this high-pitched little girl voice, alternating with like, "I'm not fucking doing it again."
Come on, just do one more. I need multiple things to choose from. Come on.
I hate you. So thank you for commenting, and you can go to our Facebook page and leave comments.
Yeah, you can also go over to our website, duelingogres.com/subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
And sign up with your email there and get emails on when we do updates of shows and articles pertaining to some of your favorite geek news. And we keep putting it out there. Don't be afraid. Even if you are not very good at writing, but you really want to say that you have a mescaline fueled thought. By the way, kids, don't do mescaline. Brandon is a trained professional. But if you've got some visions of the future of Star Trek that you need to share with us as well, and you want to write that in a geek article.
Yeah, or Star Wars,
Yeah.
which is what we were discussing.
Did I say Star Trek?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You
I'm sorry.
fucking idiot.
You can send us an email at duelingogres@gmail.com and say, hey, I want to write an article. Here's my article. I already wrote it. Why don't
Yeah.
you post it?
Here's
and I'll
what I
be
think
like,
about
yeah,
Star
I can
Wars on
probably
Mescaline.
do that. Yeah, sounds good. And finally, be sure to leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or find us on the YouTubes, the iHeartRadios, and the Satchels where you can donate to the show, or nearly anywhere else you can find a podcast. Buy a shirt.
Yeah, we have shirts up there now. Also, within the next month-ish, once we get things totally confirmed, we have a con coming up that we're going to be speaking at. I mean, I think it's all but confirmed. It's months away. It's in September.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we can start mentioning it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I guess I did just mention it, but
You
we'll
did.
have more details as we go further on.
The
It's
PopCon?
not, yeah, it's not 100% hammered in. Yeah, I mean, I assume it kind of is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I shouldn't have mentioned it. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'm
No,
done.
it's fine.
I'm sorry.
We do
Apologize.
cons. We do them. We do
Yeah.
them sometimes. Yes.
So we're going to be doing a live panel there in September. We'll have more dates as it gets closer. So
Yeah.
if you want to see us live and see how uncomfortable it really is to be in a room with us, because you can kind of glean it from our voices and the way we talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a whole different beast when you're in a room
Yeah,
with us.
it's-
Even a large open room like what it is.
Yeah, it
It's
is
pretty
a,
awkward.
It is a monster of a different color.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, multicolored monsters. So until next week, Ogres, keep your clubs blunt.
And your tusks sharp.
Good night. Excuse
No,
me.
you're just
I burped a little bit.
your regular Foley artist over there, Ram.
That's somebody walking through a bog.
That's good.
Thanks.
Can you do somebody sword fighting with Taffy?
Yeah.
This person getting stabbed.
Sword fighting with Taffy. Thank you.
Just one of the many things you can hear.
Quick, give me another one.
A frog proposing to his frog wife.
I mean,
a bog.
this is going beyond Foley right now. You are aware
Okay.
of that, right?
Frog proposing to his frog wife.
This is still like not Foley. This is like a scene. You're setting a scene.
Soliloquy.
That's not what Foley is. It's just sound effects.
Okay, no. A frog proposing to his frog wife,
You just said that. I established.
but he falls down the stairs.
There you go.
See, you set what you're going for a little bit higher than you think you can reach. By God, you did it, Remington. You know what they say? Shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll be among the stars. Bless this mess.
This podcast is over. Never again.
Good. Now I'm just gonna be taking notes in my steno pad for no one, and it will take me from podcast co-host to just crazy person. Just steno pads full of notes. Like, oh, did you hear Tom Hardy's playing Venom? Look at that's very good, Brandon.
Yeah. It turns out he'll be Venom.
The Venom movie came out 5 years ago, Brandon.
Yeah.
It's Tom Hardy's playing him.
Yeah. So what is going on in the world, Brandon?
Sorry. Hello?
Really?
Hey, nothing. So 2 to 9:30. Yeah, I can do that.
Did you tell your boss that your other boss needs you to record a podcast?
Okay, cool. I also don't know if I'd rather eat Randy to ring out when I'm looking at this apartment. With this very nice sounding lady that I talked to.
What is it now?
Oh, my ringtone. I don't know if I want it ringing off like that while I'm looking at my apartment.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, it was the falsetto part from the song I'd Rather Eat Randy.
Well, yeah. I was talking about the phone call.
Oh, no, that was my boss.
Oh, okay. So I was right then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You didn't tell him.
Yep. Tell him what?
You didn't hear me?
I heard you saying something. I just tuned you out. What'd you say?
I said, tell your boss that your other boss has to get off the phone so we can record a podcast.
That was a caterpillar. I'm working on Foley stuff too.
Yeah. It's, I mean, it was good. You got a long way to go. But it was good.
Thank you.
It was more reminiscent of a belch, but a belch from a caterpillar.
Okay, yeah.
So you were close.
That's what I was going for. Everybody does a caterpillar like this. Caterpillar. I figured I'd try something different.
Yeah, they do. They all do.
The leaf. Oh, caterpillar.
So, see, I mean, if you would have done that for me, I would have fired you.
Okay, see, I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah,
now.
me too.
I'm time to become a butterfly. Pupate.
I'm not reading a comic.
You're clearly reading a comic.
Instead of
doing the podcast.
Yeah, I'm not 100% awake yet. Like
convened here to do.
When you first texted me, I had literally just woke up of my own accord.
Yeah, my boss called and woke me up at like 11:50.
And you burned him?
I didn't answer the first time because I rolled over like fourth ring probably and was like, oh, I'll call him back here in a few.
Yeah.
And then I had a text from him that was like, hey, Brandon, give me a call. I'm not trying to get you to pick up a shift today. It's about something totally different I want to ask you about.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it's hard to explain to somebody and I don't want to seem like a bum being like, you woke me up. It's not because I was avoiding or screening your call. It's because you literally woke me up. I was asleep at 11:45 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Or in the morning, I guess.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you know, adults don't do that, Brandon. That's the thing.
Most of the time. Well, I'm on a schedule where I wake up at like 9 every morning, no matter what time I go to sleep.
I know.
But then I fall back asleep.
Yeah. Which, that's the bad thing.
Falling back asleep?
Falling back to sleep.
No way. I'm not rolling around on like 4 hours of sleep. I still stay up till like 4 or 5 in the morning, no matter what.
Well, maybe you should inject sleepy juices into your brain.
I had never thought about that.
Yeah. Good stuff, Brandon.
I'm a caterpillar.
Yeah, Brandon. It's a really good time. We're going to have fun today.
Having a good time. I'm a superstar eating something else like a tiger. I don't actually know the words to that song.
What's that, Queen?
Don't stop me now.
Yeah, that's definitely Queen.
That's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit, Remington. I'm traveling at the speed of light.
Yeah. You know a lot more of the words than you think.
I'm going to make a supersonic man out of you.
I don't know, Brandon. I do enjoy being subsonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic, he can really move. Sonic, he's got an attitude.
I think we can just call this an episode right here.
This is good.
Yeah.
This is quality show right
So until
here.
next week, ogres.
Keep your clothes blunt.
And your Sonics tight.
Buttholes.
Rim.
Good night.
Come on.
Buttholes.
We made a pact years ago that we would stop saying the word buttholes on air. We signed it. We shook buttholes.
Brandon, you just said it. You broke the pact too.
Oh no. We spit shook.
Spit shook with our buttholes.
Spit shook buttholes. Which is also the new name of my punk rock band.
It's a good name. It's a good name. Does that just mean that we pooped at each other?
No, it means I spit on your butthole and you spit on mine. And we shook.
Oh, okay.
We reached them out like rhino lips.
Oh, God.
And embraced and gave a strong one.
Suction-y, slightly damp.
Not slightly. I don't know about you, but I'm like Dagobah down there. Not only for the heat, but for the wildlife.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, it is.
Really, really gross.
It's pretty awful.
That's really bad. What was I actually doing on here that I wanted to do and not look at the comics?
Dicking off.
Dicking off. Just
Boy,
kinda.
we're back in the studio after 2 weeks of interviews, and judging by this hilarious banter, it's gonna be a real barn burner of an episode.
It's a real humdinger.
Oh, it's a real barn burner.
It's a real piece of shit.
See, I was doing JR.
It's a real dumpster fire of an episode.
It's a barn burner.
It's a real two on a mic. What?
That's certainly getting edited out.
No, it's not. I'm the editor.
You can't say two on a mic.
I mean, we kind of can. We've had each other's penises in our mouths.
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, you weren't aware, but I was.
Oh, is that when you had me kiss that caterpillar?
Yeah.
Go
And
on,
it was
Brandon,
like,
it's a caterpillar.
I'm a caterpillar. Promise.
Well, this all seems on the up and up. Come here, give me a smooch.
Why can I not go any further down? Why can I not do things?
Ads on everything.
All the ads. Gonna have my...
Ren sings the better part of Don't Stop Me Now by Queen.
See, you knew a lot more of the lyrics than I thought you would.
I know all of the lyrics in that song.
You literally just said you know way more of the lyrics than I do, Brandon.
No, I said you know way more of the lyrics than you think you do. That's what I said.
Oh.
You only listen to half of the things that I say.
I listen to only half of the things you say, Remington. What movie is that from? This song? Is it Shaun of the Dead?
Yes. I mean, they use it in that, yes.
During the big fight.
Yeah.
Man, fucking Overwatch is everywhere. It is crazy. Don't Stop Me Now, a Tracer montage.
5 easy ways to save money when buying board games. Sing a song about my butt. Where was that fucking story? I must have closed it about the guy I turned into what's his name for a minute.
Christopher Walken?
Yeah. Where did that story go?
I must have fucking...
Closed it. It was there, and now it's not. I've gone too far. Why am I looking in my history when I can just look at our history together? Excuse me.
God, you are just a mess of noises.
Oh, Brandon, you're just saying that.
You could just trying to charm me.
You know all the words to my boy heart. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, I'm looking at that.
I don't know what anybody's doing.
I'm looking at that. I wanted to pull up that Articopolis.
Articu now.
Pokemon are banned from my house. Brandon.
Gotta catch 'em all!
Gotta catch 'em all!
Got it.
Holy shit! Give me that arrest. Give it to me.
Is that a seal?
Come on back. Sea lion.
Damn. She has just like half a second where she's like, oh God.
Yeah. There's this realization. What the fuck is this? Oh God.
Oh, it's horrible watching it on a loop, too.
I know, it's the worst. My
Did it
sister
eat
is
her?
terrible. Yes, it did.
It killed her?
Yeah.
Seriously?
No.
I mean, it could.
Apparently, she was unintentionally teasing it. She wanted to pet it but was afraid, so she kept reaching towards it and pulling it away.
I can't stop watching it.
I know. Terrifying. Huh.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's insane. That's so weird. It's because we have nothing to do here.
That West Virginia is the epicenter of heroin death?
Yeah. It's because there's no decent jobs and
Because we're having a good time.
having a good time, getting down on heroin. Nailed it. Okay, you ready?
No. I think we should read webcomics for another 45 fucking minutes.
I
Remington.
only
of course
read
I'm ready.
Reddit comics for like 10 minutes, okay, jerk. I told you I wasn't ready to be awake yet. I don't want the updates. I don't want you to give me a box that I can't click an X on. Popular Science magazine website. You dick.
You
Douche. You shitbag. You tater tot.
Oh.
You baloney mastiff.
Baloney Mastiff?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm a baloney Mastiff. I got a lot of strong no's to move into 19th Street.
Yeah. Lots of no's. I suggested with sticker to catch it all on fire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what that was.
Yeah, you definitely got the point across pretty quickly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was the first.
Well, because you have it set to notifications when I post anything, right?
I do. Because you're my best friend. What?
Nothing.
It looked like you were going to say something.
Nah.
Like
what can I say to that, Remington?
Like that.
Except thank you.
Like maybe that you don't have mindset.
No, I do. I have you, Ginger, and Wayne.
Oh, well, that's nice. I didn't honestly figure that you would because I don't actually post that much.
That's why it's always a treat when you do.
Oh.
Oh, and I have Bree too.
Oh yeah,
I forgot about. I have my girlfriend set to starred notifications also.
Of course, I guess.
I gotta just.
I didn't even do it. She did it, but whatever. And finally, be sure to five.
Be sure to five.
Be sure to five.
So until next
just
week,
give us fives. Just give us high fives. Everybody, as soon as you see us, high fives.
I feel like I have to slow it down because otherwise it's. And your tusks sharp. And your tusks sharp. Like it blends together.
Tusks sharp?
And your tusks sharp. And your tusks
sharp. I mean, you can do it however.
And your tusks sharp.
And your tusks sharp.
And your tusks sharp.
Your tusks sharp. To sharp.
Tusks sharp.
To sharp. Too sharp. I mean, if you people could see the face that goes along with that noise.
Yeah. Well, they can just practice it at home. Put your wrists together, put your hands out like a bird.
Yeah.
And then lay your head sideways on it like you're a precious baby.
And then kind of pucker your face and make a little sound. That's, oddly enough, that's also the sound that he does for a baby turtle.
Yeah.
And that's really true.
A baby turtle?
Yeah, you've done that before.
No, that was
the turtle face.
That was a running joke in high school.
Yeah.
Our friend Ethan, he asked his little brother, who was like 1 at the time, he'd be like, what noise does an animal, what noise does a dog make? Bark, bark. What noise does a cat make? Bark, bark, whatever. And then he asked him what noise does a turtle make, and he got kind of confused for a minute and then went,
oh, yeah.
So that's where it came from.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's funny. Turtles do make that noise.
Yeah, turtles love it.
All right.
This is the pre-show banter you'll see if you go to our
This
show.
is post-show. You're disgusting.
I put on deodorant. It's hot in here.
I still smell fine, and I haven't showered yet.
I mean, here. Give it a little.
You're really asking me to smell your armpits?
Just waft past. You don't have to stick right in.
I mean, it could be worse. And this is how you know we're friends.